Hi, as you can see, I'm speaking sign language right now. But I only speak Norwegian sign language. I don't know many words in English sign language, but I can say I love you and pet. But today I'm going to talk about the culture we have for deaf and hearing impaired people here in Norway. In Norway, we have a very good deaf culture. We have an organization named NDF, Association for Norwegian Deaf People. Who works for all deaf and hearing impaired rights in Norway. They mean that deaf people should have the same culture opportunities as hearing people. They work for a lot of cases like the Culture Day, theatre, allowing sign language in public, preventing that deaf schools are closing, and texting on television, and a lot of other cases as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about the culture opportunities and how the community has changed through the century. For a couple years ago, the NDF started the annual Culture Days of Norway. This event became a huge success in the deaf community and is being arranged in Trondheim this year. Another thing the NDF is focusing on is the Theater Manu. Theater Manu is a Norwegian sign language theater for everyone, even those who aren't deaf. I saw their show when they were here in Bergen, and I just have to tell you how funny and strange it is to watch a theater when they are signing, and then there's a voice translator translating what they are saying and signing. It kind of gives you a new perspective of how it is for them, because now you're in their situation. You need a voice translator, or you won't understand anything. And I think that's maybe the moment when I truly understand how important sign language actually are. The NDF is member of WFD, World Foundation of the Deaf. The WFD have over 127 countries that are members of the organization. Thanks to the WFD, all the organizations can work together so all deaf would have equal rights. One of the cases the WFD is working on is that sign language shall be equated with spoken language, and that sign language are going to be allowed in public relation. In Norway, this is now allowed, but it hasn't always been that way. In the middle of the 1800th century, sign language was forbidden. This meant that kids or adults with needs of a translator at work or in school couldn't use sign language. In school, at work, or outside the workplace, deaf people had to read lips. This is a very complicated way of communication and it takes time and skills to learn. So they would probably only understand a third part of what the other person are saying. This made people confused and unable to understand. So in 1988, all deaf demonstrated against the method that made sign language forbidden. They won, and since that day, sign language has always been allowed in Norway. There are still countries where sign language is forbidden, or that sign language is not approved as a speaking language. Hopefully, the WFD will change this. In Norway, we used to have several deaf schools. They are adapted to the students, but a lot of them are now closed. It's about 5 deaf schools left in Norway. In Bergen, we have the Hunstad School, who are also closing and being moved to Nattland. I think this is very sad, because everyone have right of adapted education for their needs, and a lot of deaf teachers will lose their jobs. Of course, the students can go to regular school and have a translator, but I think it's better for a child to go to school where they can be with people in the same situation, but at the same time, I know it's important for a deaf person to socialize with hearing people, and that's why I think Nordahl Grieg is a good school for deaf and hearing impaired students. Five months ago, when I started to learn sign language, I didn't know much about the deaf community or how it would be for those who are deaf to live in our community. But now I got the opportunity to get to know so many deaf and hearing impaired people, and I kind of feel that I get to see it from their perspective.